See, and see now, I'm gonna coin a phrase now, first time in human history, all right? I'm gonna call it the Leonardo Principle, all right? See, so what's the Leonardo Principle? It's what I was talking about. Like, what is, I'm just using him as an example because he is such a good example. What is going on there that allows him to do those things? See, that in other words is going on with you would allow you to do those things too, or equivalent. Like I postulate, as you heard, that you don't remember, but the first 2 years of your life, you learned more than you ever learned throughout the rest of your life. In 2 years. You learned more in those first 2 years than you learned from 2 to your present age now. Interesting thought, isn't it? Because you learned a shitload. I mean, a shitload between 2 and now, right? Huge amounts. See, but imagine then how much, because you see, you were starting from like scratch, right? You're starting from pretty much nothing, See? And you learned, whoa. See? Walking and talking and thinking and language, relationship, objects, interpretation, etc. Self. I mean, there's huge amounts. Manipulation. You learned that, Lying. You learned that too. See? I mean, you learned huge amounts in 2 years. Yeah, you might not have been as good at it as you are now, but I'm just saying, you learned all that time. It's one of the things, like I told you, I came back from the 14th day after my third enlightenment experience, which was, the nature of existence. In any case, and I'm looking, and there was this child, he's like probably about 2, and I was stunned by how much lost he was already. Say like how much he was attached to all this, and how much he was lying and manipulating and doing everything a human being does at 2. Because, I thought, well, 2, it's innocent little kid, And, I mean, compared to adults, of course, they are, innocent in many ways. Brighter eyes, more present, and far more fun to deal with. But still, it's just all going on. I was just stunned. Holy crap. But in any case, so now think, how could you do that now? See? Leonardo Principle. How could you learn now? How could you create worlds from scratch now as much as you did in the first 2 years of your life? You see? That's the principle I'm talking about. See, how did you do that? It's like, you don't remember doing that because you didn't have any choice in it and you weren't formulated enough to remember, see? But then that's a big loss, isn't it? That's a huge loss because you lost the source, the power that allowed you to do that. See, now you would have to create it. Again, from scratch, you see? Create it. Be the Leonardo Principle. Or the Cheng Hsin Principle, or whatever.